Is Netanyahu trying to drag the US into a direct war with Iran? It's a war that Netanyahu started and has wanted for a very long time.
A clear red line on Iran's nuclear weapons program. Before Iran completes the second stage of nuclear enrichment.
So President Trump has been very ambiguous so far about what he will do next in relation to the current escalating fighting between Israel and Iran, which has seen some of the heaviest blows dealt to Iran in decades and some of the heaviest bombardment and destruction to Israel ever, with both sides seemingly not backing down. Trump's only clear stance so far has been explicitly on Iran not developing nuclear weapons. But everything else about Trump's plans and how he aims on stopping them from acquiring nuclear weapons remains a mystery and all in Trump's head. Trump claims he has a big way out of this war, bigger than a ceasefire deal, he says. But so far he's told everyone in Tehran, Iran's capital, which is a city of 9 million people, to evacuate immediately, and says Iran must accept a nuclear deal, which doesn't exactly sound like de-escalating the situation or encouraging Iran to come back to negotiations. Trump says he gave the Iranians 60 days to reach a nuclear deal, but then ominously said, look what happened on the 61st day when Israel struck Iran. Netanyahu revealed that he had informed Trump of his plans that Israel would attack Iran, which would inevitably ignite this larger, deadly conflict between the two sides and risk more than ever igniting a regional war.
When did you tell President Trump you were going to launch these strikes?
Look, I've been in constant contact with President Trump. We've known each other for many years. And obviously we informed our American friends and President Trump, our great friend, ahead of time. No, we did. He knew about it, of course.
I mean, there were reports that President Trump kind of helped you achieve your strategic surprise by publicly urging you not to attack when he already knew you had decided to do it. So you were closely coordinating with the U.S. throughout this process.
Look, we're fully coordinated, but understand that America, under President Trump, will make the decisions that are best for America.
Pressure is now mounting on the US to act to support its closest ally, Israel, both internally in the US and from Israel itself. Former Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant, who's wanted by the ICC for war crimes, told CNN that the US has an obligation to support Israel in its war against Iran.
I believe that the United States of America and the President of the United States have an obligation to make sure that the region is going to a positive way and that the world is free from Iran that possess nuclear weapons. The termination of the American president that have been shown recently will pave the way to America to enter into this very important operation.
So why did Israel decide to attack Iran now? Well, Netanyahu says it's because Israel had no other choice. And in that first attack, Israel killed some top-ranking Iranian military personnel and some of Iran's most important nuclear scientists, along with dozens of civilian men, women, and children. Netanyahu claimed that Israeli intelligence indicated that Iran was just months away from developing nuclear weapons. But US intelligence has painted a different picture, suggesting that Iran was still much further off. There's speculation that Netanyahu took these drastic measures to try to drag the US into a direct conflict with Iran and achieve what he has wanted to achieve for decades, to heavily reduce Iran's military and nuclear capabilities and for a regime change in Iran.
It's not going to escalate the conflict, it's going to end the conflict. We've had half a century of conflict spread by this regime.
But Trump said the US won't kill Iran's supreme leader, at least for now. So Trump and some of his closest advisors claim they're maintaining an America First policy that would see little to no US military involvement in any foreign wars, and actually to try to de-escalate the current wars. But since coming into office, not only have they not stopped some of the current wars, but now a third one seems to be opening up and escalating between Israel and Iran that risks dragging the rest of the region into further violence. And Netanyahu seems like he's trying to make this an American issue by accusing Iran of being behind the 2 assassination attempts on Trump just before he entered office. Now, whilst Trump may not react to Netanyahu trying to stoke this war further, he appears to maintain a stance of forcing the Iranian government to resume negotiations whilst it's fighting Israel. Not ideal circumstances to resume any kind of negotiations, but particularly negotiations that were interrupted by Israel's unprovoked attack on Iran.